What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So we are going to be tying up an Alderfly larva, and I just sat here and tied this entire thing without pressing record. So now we're going to start over. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some soldering wire. Now I'm using 0.3 millimeter, and this is lead free, as you can see right there. And I'm just gonna pretty much just lay down a little base of it. Now I've found that soldering wire is much cheaper, and the weight, when you compare the sizes, is very similar. Once we got that on there, make sure everything looks good, right where I want it. And now we're going to grab some serger thread. And this is like woolly nylon, except this is thicker than regular woolly nylon. If you guys want to know where to find this at, message me and I'll get you hooked up. Now I'm switching out to some 30 denier nanosilk. If you don't have that, you can use whatever. I mean, you could use 8/0 white thread or whatever you have. Just white thread, GSP, whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, now I'm going to turn this in my vise a little bit. And you'll notice that the body suddenly thickens about right here. So that's where I'm going to tie in my Herl. And I have some huge ostrich Herl here. So that's what we're going to use. And now I've ripped this Herl right off. And it's left these little tail-like bits. So that's what I'm going to tie in. And that is going to be my tail. Just like so. And then I'm going to pull these to the side, and we're going to wrap these back like so. And then I'm going to grab some latex, and this is my brand of latex. If you guys want some, let me know. I'll get you the link for it. It's cheaper than any other latex, and it's a little bit thicker. Okay, now I'm going to turn this back up in my vise, get it straightened out. I'm going to set that to the side, and I'm going to grab some more nanosilk. Now this is 12/0 nanosilk, but I just grabbed that because that's what's closest to me. It doesn't matter on the size, really. Okay, and now I have a Copic Chow marker here in the color dark brown E47. And I'm just going to take the top of the body, and I'm just dabbing it. That's it. Nothing crazy, just on the top, because that's going to soak into the sides there. And then I'm going to wrap this up. And I'm going to pull it much tighter at the rear. And then as I come up, I'm going to start to loosen up here in just a minute. So now I'm starting to loosen up a little bit. And that's going to give us a nice taper of the material. That's good. Stretch it nice and tight, pop it off. Then I'm going to whip finish this. And I'm going to use my thread that I set to the side to catch this Herl in between the ridges. Now if you have this sitting just right, you don't even have to touch the Herl on the other side there. We're just using thread tension to put it exactly where we want it. It takes a lot of practice to get it to where you can do that. But if I can do it, so can you. Then we're going to come down here and we're going to snip it off close. I'm going to grab my trusty dubbing brush, because a lot of this gets trapped. And I'm going to brush it out. And I'm going to moisten my fingers just a little bit. Not too much. Now it's starting to look like a caddis larva, but it's a little different than a caddis larva. Then we're going to take our latex again. And the body, the abdomen, and the thorax are pretty much, they're close to the same length. So this part, I'm making sure that I have it tied in perfectly. Because I want to be able to have this go right over the top. Very perfect. Okay, now I'm going to grab some golden pheasant center tail. And I'm going to grab from the right side for the right legs and the left side for the left legs. So when I'm looking at the front of the feather here, you know, you got the right side. So when I grab this, I'm going to grab close down here and I'm just going to pop it off like so. And it's going to leave a little claw. And now I'm going to cut the excess off of it. I still want to leave my claw. It was just a little long. And now I'm going to tie that in. And the legs on these are fairly long. And then I'm going to grab the left side. Same thing. Okay, then I'm going to come forward just a hair. Just a little tiny bit. Then I'm going to fold these back. And I'm going to try to keep them straight. And we're going to come right over top of them. Then we're going to grab some superfine, is what I'm going to use, dubbing here. You use whatever you want. And this dubbing is much easier to add than it is to take away, so just be mindful of how much you're putting on. That looks fine right there. So I'm going to grab my latex, pull it over, and I'm going to come back up, just like that. We're going to tie in our next set of legs. Same deal. Again, same thing. Now I'm going to add a really small dubbing noodle, and behind it, and then in front of it I'm going to add some more. And I'm going to turn this back. Okay, now I'm going to grab some more brown dubbing. I'm going to lift this up really hard and pop it off there. Now before I whip finish, I'm going to take some of that pheasant tail that I just used and I'm going to make antenna with it. Just one light little wrap. Very gentle with it. Like that. And then I'm going to break it off. And I'm going to whip finish. Now I'm going to come in and cut all these excess pieces out from my legs. Okay, now I'm going to bend these. I'm going to start up here at the front. I'm going to get them exactly where I want them. Little bit of UV resin on there and fix them into place. And this isn't a hard pattern, it's just time consuming. Very simple, just time consuming. Then we're going to come back here and put a couple little bends in it. And just a little bit of resin is going to help keep everything in shape. And obviously, you know, this isn't a very practical fly to fish with. You can fish with these, but this is one of those things that catch more fishermen. So keep that in mind. Now I'm going to grab my marker and color it up. By the way, guys, we're using an Ahrex SA250 number 8. And we're going to grab some resin, and this is just a micro applicator brush for those of you who are going to ask. And now for our very final step, I'm going to take a dotting tool and I'm going to put little tiny eyes on this thing. So there it is, y'all. Here in a second I'm going to take it out of the vise so you can actually see it. And there it is. Catch you guys in the next one.